When I first sat down to script this video, I didn't really have a story for this one, so I thought to myself, why not create a story? So the story that I came up with was to actually run 15 kilometers before school. And this was actually a very, very hard challenge to apply myself to. Because imagine when you're sitting at like 7:30 p.m. and you're sitting and you're having dinner and you're thinking to yourself, I want to go to sleep now, but what am I going to do before school because I've got so much time? I thought to myself that I'm starting at 8, I can run for about like 1.5 hours, about that. And I thought to myself that why not go to sleep right now and then actually wake up at 5 a.m. and go out for a run. So that's what I did, and I woke up at 5 a.m. My alarm clock went off and I actually prepared the last things, and I was out at like 5:20. And I remember I started running and there was like no one outside. I felt like I owned the place. I felt like I owned the entire town, you know, because when you're out at like 5 a.m. and there is no one that's up, and you're actually out running and you're actually doing something, even if you're just up and doing some work or studying or whatever you want to do, like to accomplish your goals, if you're doing that early in the morning, you feel so great. But it wasn't pitch black, it was actually bright outside, and I started running and I felt actually pretty tired after the first kilometer. And I remember that I started getting to a flow of running after a few kilometers, and it started to get really, really hard at like kilometer 7 or 8, because I really wanted to quit, because I started to get tired, and you know, I didn't really want to do this, and I thought to myself, if I just run 10 kilometers, then I can go home. But then when I got to 10 kilometers, I thought to myself that I didn't say to myself that I was only going to run like 10 kilometers, but I actually was going to run more. So I had some time and I kept on running and running, and I was actually very, very tired. My legs were starting to hurt and I actually started to feel it pretty badly, but I continued to run, and then I finished my 15 kilometers at like, I think it was like 6:30 or something like that. I think it took like 1 hour and like 20 minutes or something like that to run 15 kilometers. And when I did that, I actually got home, I hopped into the shower, and I felt so great, you know, because it's brutal, but this is what it takes, you know, because when you're waking up this early and when you're being this disciplined on your own path, what is amazing about this is you are actually applying yourself to the things that you're supposed to. And when you're doing that, you feel unstoppable, because imagine that feeling of waking up at 5 a.m. before school and getting after it and running 15 kilometers before you haven't even normally woken up yet. So that is what is truly, truly powerful about this. So what I'm saying here is that you don't really need to go out and run 15 kilometers. If it would be beneficial to you and to your goals, you can do that. But do something that actually aligns to your goals and wake up early, because this is what it takes. It feels so great to actually wake up before school. Even if you start school at like 8:30 and you can wake up at 6 and just smash out some work, then it's fantastic, because this is what I've used to myself on the weekends and also on normal day-to-day life. I've actually woken up before school and worked almost every single day just to get in the rhythm of actually working. And especially when we haven't got any school, I can wake up and I can do my work first thing in the morning. And that is just the simplest advice I would give to my younger self. Just wake up, get things done immediately. And if you don't really feel a direction right now, and you feel directionless, just start trying things, you know. When you feel like you want to stick to something, stick to that long term. Just think to yourself, am I going to be able to carry this on for a year? And then if your answer is yes, then do that. So just try different things, sit down, be bored for some time, and actually start thinking to yourself, is this what I want to do, or is this what I want to do? Because sometimes in life you just have to ask yourself, is this what I want to do? And then you need to just apply yourself to that. So that is what I would do if I didn't really have any direction. And for me, the answer has always been there. Like, it has always been like influencing people and trying to spread a positive message and doing some work that is actually enjoyable for me. So do that, and that is actually how you find some direction. And just wake up before school and do that, because you feel so great, and you will actually feel like you are going to accomplish your goals when you're doing this, because you're actually putting in the work and you're actually having a stack of proof that you are the person who you say you are. So that was it for this video, and I really hope that you got some value out of this one, and see you in the next one.